Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Good afternoon, and thank you for coming. When Chief Ray Tarasovic told me last fall that he wanted to retire, I decided that I wanted the new chief to continue two hallmarks of Chief Tarasovic's tenure. The first was that I expect crime rates to stay low. As I pointed out during the State of the City address, we've had 5 straight years of reductions in violent crime. Rates are now the lowest that they've been in my 40 years in the city of Richmond, and so we want for that to continue. Secondly, I strongly believe that crime is falling because of our deep commitment to community policing, and I know that community policing is a part of the DNA of the Richmond City Police Department, and it has been since Rodney Monroe served here a decade ago, and I want for that to continue. Community policing has enabled us to avoid some of the turmoil that some other cities have experienced recently that we've been reading about, and we've been spared from it. And make no mistake, community policing is also helping the Richmond resurgence. I further decided that I wanted to move quickly and to promote from within the ranks, and this also is made possible because of the talent that Chief Tarasovic has put in place, building on the example set by Rodney Monroe before he became Chief of Police in Charlotte. And so when we began our search for a new chief, we looked only at leaders within the city of Richmond, those who have had deep experience in the Richmond community. And so today I'm pleased to announce that the Richmond's next chief of police is the one that's dressed like a chief of police, Deputy Chief Alfred Durham. Al Durham brings a wealth of experience to the position. He worked in Richmond from 2005 to 2007, serving under Chief Rodney Monroe in his leadership team. He has experience with community policing. He was a part of the team that began community policing over 10 years ago. He's a graduate of the FBI National Academy. He has an associate's degree in corrections administration from the University of the District of Columbia. He's been in the Marine Corps, served there for 17 years. He's a retiree of the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, where he has 25 years experience. In DC, he led several departments and served as the voting law administrator for the District of Columbia. He rose to assistant chief, serving as the executive officer to the Office of Chief of Police, and in Washington, he was responsible for the day-to-day operations of the police force. Al is a veteran policeman. He was a veteran in DC, and he knows how to handle major events. And that's important as we get ready for the World Cycling Championships. We believe that his experience will stand us in good stead as we are on the radar of the entire world come this September. Chief Durham has maintained a home in southern Barton Heights for a decade, and so he won't have to buy a house because he already has a house here, and he's a resident of the city. He returned to the Richmond Police Department last November and became one of 3 deputy chiefs. He took over responsibility for human resources and other long-term planning functions that will serve us well as we go through the budget cycle. And so with that, I'd like to introduce Chief Alfred Durham.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for this opportunity. As I've told you privately, I'm grateful for this opportunity to lead the finest, one of the finest departments in this country. I promise to make you and the city of Richmond proud. I've dedicated my life profession to policing. I believe it's a noble profession. I consider myself a public servant, serving 17 years in the United States Marine Corps, 25 years in the nation's capital with the Metropolitan Police Department, and now to come to what I call home, the capital of the Commonwealth, the city of Richmond. Over the course of my career, I have had many incredible experiences that have taught me a lot. I have earned a few rewards along the way, but being named the chief of the Richmond Police Department is one of the greatest honors that has been recently bestowed upon me. I am humbled by this awesome responsibility. But you know, along the way of your careers, you can't forget the folks who've helped you. Along my way, I have had mentors, and I would like to mention a few of those mentors. One is Chief Robert C. White, the chief of the Denver Police Department. Another, Chief Charles Ramsey, the chief of the Philadelphia Police Department. And one standing behind me, Chief Ray Tarasovic, we go back many years. Chief Rodney Monroe of the Charlotte, North Carolina Police Department. And of course, I can't forget my last mentor, my boss, Chief Kathy Lanier with the Washington, D.C. Police Department. Every step that I've taken and the experience that I've gained under their leadership have prepared me for this day. I'm extremely, again, to be back home here in Richmond and to have earned this leadership position. I also want to acknowledge at this time, as we all know, that many cities across this country are struggling with poor police relationships. There's relationships between their police officers and their communities. Richmond has been spared thus far, but I strongly believe that it's because of our belief in community policing. In my short time returning here, I can honestly say that the men and the women of the Richmond Police Department, both sworn and civilian, are committed to the community. Richmond is a progressive department with officers of the department that are deeply rooted in the community and responsive to it. Our mission is simple. Our charge is simple. We make Richmond a safer city through community policing and engagement. Make no mistake about it, we will continue to do that. I am reminded of the mayor's comments at Chief Tarasovic's announcement. He's saying the same horse is in a race. Tarasovic is about to dismount that horse, and I'm about to saddle up. So we're about moving this agency forward, engaging the community, and having partnerships. That's what solves problems. That is what makes communities safer. I look forward to building Richmond's commitment to community policing, strengthening preventive programs, building partnerships, engaging young people will be a priority, and working to find more resources for our officers. Again, Mr. Mayor, thank you for your confidence in me, and I look forward to working with you and those folks in the community, in government, to make this the best Richmond ever. Thank you.
Let me recognize the presence of members of City Council who are here. Ellen Robertson, Parker Angelesto, and Kathy Graziano. Did I miss anybody? All right. I think that's what we have. Thank you for being here. Let's give them a round of applause. Commonwealth's Attorney is present, Mike Herring. Come on up here, Mike. And our Sheriff, Sheriff Woody. All right, with that, if there are any questions from the press, we'll take them at this time.
What is the new police chief salary?
The new police chief's salary is going to be $165.
Could I ask the police chief a question, or
Sure, you could.
what is your commitment to? And I know Chief Tarasovic has mentioned this, has been a proponent of this, to gain body cameras for police to eliminate any possible incidents if they may occur.
Well, I would tell you, technology is a driving force in law enforcement. I think body cameras are important. One or two fronts. One, it captures that engagement with the community, and I think it's an accountability tool. You know, folks tends to, when there's a camera, just like right here, when there's a camera in place, you're going to tend to put you on your best face. And I think it benefits both the community as it relates to engaging community and our partnerships and establishing that trust on how we conduct ourselves. Those cameras could be used for various things, for training purposes, evidentiary purposes, but again, those relationships in the community as we encounter and engage the community, citizens in the community.
All right. Yes, Ms. Geller.
One last question. Chief Tarasovic Sovic and everyone else has tried to increase the diversity of the RPD. Will you be looking to do that even more?
That's something that even walking in the door, as the mayor had just stated, I'm in charge of HR. That's one of the first things that I looked at. And again, I think Richmond is doing right, but it's my job now to make sure we continue to move forward in ensuring that we have diversity that's representative of our community that we serve.
Chief, you've been here since November now, and you've gotten to take a look at how Chief Tarasovic does things. Can you talk a little bit about what are some of the things that you're going to keep on the same path and some of the changes that you envision making in the department?
Well, again, it's about making an assessment. I plan on, as I mentioned to the mayor in my interview, I'm coming out with a 100-day plan. I'm in the progress of doing that. But part of that 100-day plan is to bring folks from the community in to be part of the 5 areas that I would like to focus on, and they'll have say in what they would like to see in their police department. Again, the men in Richmond the men and women of the Richmond Police Department are doing an outstanding job. But no matter what line of business you're in, there's always room for improvement.
One of the things that we've heard from officers over the last few years is that they want pay raises, they want the STEP program back. How will you work with the mayor and city council to put those things in place so your officers don't leave for other localities?
Well, I'm pleased to announce that the mayor has made a commitment that he wants his men and women of the Richmond Police Department to have a pay raise. So we are working closely on that to see what we can do as soon as possible.
On the topic of community policing, we met with some individuals in those neighborhoods, those high crime neighborhoods, namely where that 15-year-old was shot over the weekend. And the one thing that they said that they want to see out of a new police chief or to continue is to know you, to have you a part of their community before a crime happens and not after. So you touch on that. What's your plan? What's your message to these individuals?
Well, my message is simple. I'm a hands-on guy. One thing about sure, I do not believe in sitting behind the desk. I believe in management by walking around. So I will be in those communities. I will have my officers walk with me to explain to me who they know in the community. Every officer should know at least one person in their community, and that's going to happen.
That's exactly what they said. They want to know you by name, not when you're responding to a crime, but before that, so that these young people have a chance.
Exactly. Again, as I had stated earlier, one of my priorities will be, especially, is engaging the youth of this city. And don't get me wrong, no mistake about it. We do a great job, but again, we can always do better.
Chief, there was a slight spike in homicides last year. Would you mind addressing that and what a plan would be going forward?
Homicides, as you know, one is one too many. I think one of the increases that I recognized in coming in is looking at the number of homicides that we had. Unfortunately, we had a couple of homicides that were multiple homicides. Again, getting that community, I really think, with technology, with communication, with the right folks in the community, again, faith-based leaders, those folks in the community, they live there. They have to be honest and open with themselves, first of all. And we have to work together with one another to drive those types of violent crimes down. And again, just staying focused. We have an outstanding team of detective division here. They do outstanding work. But again, it's a lot of work, but I will have a plan for that also.
Okay. All right, and just before we leave, I want to commend, well, come on, Ray, you want to say something? I can feel it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is Ray Tarasovic, citizen of the city of Richmond, resident of the city of Richmond speaking. I am excited about our new police chief. I am truly excited. What a wonderful team, and this team has supported me over these past 2 years with extraordinary, and they're all around this room and on those streets. They have supported me extraordinarily, and I don't believe, I know they will support Al with that same extraordinary commitment, and that makes me, Ray Tarasovic, citizen of the fan, very happy.
And we leave on the note of expressing our deep appreciation to the command staff. We have a top-flight, top-notch command staff, and when we looked into the ranks of the Richmond City Police Department to find a new chief, there were many persons that were capable, and we want to just say that we're deeply appreciative to them for all that they do. Thank you very much.